Mother's Day. That day, children of all ages give cards, gifts, and unique expressions of love to show their appreciation and gratitude to the moms in their lives, no matter who they are. Historian and author of Memorializing Motherhood, Professor Catherine Lane Antolini.
It's not just honoring your biological mother, it's honoring all the women in your lives who have mothered you in some way. I mean, that's equally as important.
A casual glance at U.S. history tells us the Mother's Day we celebrate today started in 1914. In a presidential proclamation, Woodrow Wilson called on governments and U.S. citizens to display a flag as a public expression of our love and reverence for the mothers of our country, every year on the second Sunday in May. To get to the true origins, however, one must look more closely at a determined West Virginia daughter, Anna Jarvis, who wanted to answer a prayer her mother spoke at Sunday school.
So she gave her Sunday school lesson on Mothers of the Bible, and at the very end of that, she said a prayer where she hoped that somebody someday will create a day in honor of Mother.
Mrs. Anne Marie Reeves Jarvis was a wife and mother who gave birth to 13 children. Only 4 survived childhood, an all too common reality in the 1800s. Bold and outspoken, she stepped into the public arena, the sphere of men, rallying women to bring social reform.
So she becomes active and says, we have to do something. As mothers, what can we do to keep our children alive?
Through what she called Mothers' Work Clubs, Anne Marie brought together women in her community to educate themselves about the main cause of infant mortality, disease caused by poor sanitation, and get the word out to others. Later, with the help of her brother, Dr. James Reeves, her cause became a public health movement that is credited with saving thousands of infants' lives. Then, after the Civil War, Anne Marie rallied mothers again to help reconcile Union and Confederate veterans through Mothers' Friendship Days.
She told the mothers, get your sons, no matter what side they were on, to come to the courthouse. Mrs. Jarvis comes out, and she supposedly gives this very touching speech. This is a time that we need, again, put the bitterness of the war behind us. We need to heal. We need to come together.
It was that example of how a mother's strength, courage, self-sacrifice, and love can bring healing and unity that compelled her daughter, Anna, to push for local, state, and federal governments to set aside a sacred day to honor all mothers around the country.
And so it was that notion of wanting to pay homage to the love that her mother bestowed on her, and that all mothers give their children.
With the help of friends writing countless letters to local, state, and federal officials, including Presidents Teddy Roosevelt and Taft, and humorist Mark Twain, the first Mother's Day service was celebrated here, then Andrews Methodist Episcopal Church, on May 10, 1908, in Anna's hometown, Grafton, West Virginia. On the front of the order of service, a portrait of Anna's beloved mother.
I always think one of the loveliest statements that Anna Jarvis said, she's like, I created Mother's Day, not because I loved my mother, it's because she loves me.
By the time of President Wilson's 1914 proclamation to make it a national holiday, Mother's Day was already being observed in all 48 states, and it went on to be celebrated all over the world in some form.
She loved the idea that Mother's Day is still a big holiday, that it's also celebrated internationally. It was her day, and she copyrighted it.
With all the cards sent and gifts given this year, Anna's story and legacy leave us a reminder.
You know, everybody loves little children who celebrate Mother's Day, but I think as adults, we really need to think about the day and what it means to our mothers. It may be more important, especially if you still have your mother with you. It's even more important for us to recognize how important our mothers are to us, and to tell them that before you regret not having done it.